is currently 6:30 in the morning, and the reason I am up so early is because the windows are being delivered for the house that I am building. So let's go and pick those up and receive the delivery, and then we'll be able to install them later on in the week. Let's go. Now the reason that this is important is because I've been waiting for just over 4 weeks, probably approaching about 5 weeks, on the delivery of these windows, because that has been holding up a good chunk of the rebuild process, just because I need to get the windows before I can go and get the rest of the siding installed and the upstairs to be started. So honestly, it's a pretty big deal that these windows are finally coming in, and you can take delivery of them, and then I can have my contractor install them, and then we can go ahead and start finishing up some of the other touches that need to be done, like again, the siding and the inside of the apartment. I got these windows from a place in Patterson called Starlight Window, where this is where we normally get our windows for work, and they are super helpful and super nice. And the salesman there, Angelo, has been nothing but helpful. He is great. Due to the severe number of people trying to get windows right now, it led to the process being a little bit slower, but that's okay. So, yeah. So the windows are in, and let me show you guys. There's a total of 9 windows, and there is 3 sliders, and which leaves 6 regular, and here they are. So you got there's 6 there, there's 5 there, and there's another 4 over there, and then these windows are just kind of gonna slide right in the gaps, and then go on the house. They're gonna replace these ones up here. So you got these ones here, this one right here, and then there's another 7 of them that are up there that are also going to get replaced. So, yeah. Now with these windows, we have a total of 9 windows, and these windows came out to roughly $250 per window, which leaves the total cost of the windows at $2,110.67, which for 9 windows, and considering how decent quality they are, and considering that they are custom made to the specific dimensions of the old window rough openings, it's not a horrible price. So yeah. The plan for the rest of the day is pretty simple. We've got a very long day of school, being from 12, meaning noon, to 10 p.m. So let's get on with it. I've got 2 classes today, which are construction safety, which is basically the basics of OSHA and how it works, and then the other class being construction testing, which is basically just like testing different materials, such as like concrete and stone, and the materials that go into these different materials. So yeah. Ever since I've been seeing videos like this on my For You page on both YouTube and TikTok, I've kind of wanted to get into the FPV drone world, and due to that, I purchased a DJI Avata 2 because I really did not feel like learning how to build my own drone, so I decided to just buy one that I could take out of the box and fly right away. And ever since then, which was a couple months ago, I have bought a simulator and have been practicing here and there due to my limited time to try and improve my skills in manual mode, so I can try and do some of the cool different things that FPV pilots do. This includes like diving down trees or flying through houses for real estate videos or stuff like that. So let's jump into the simulator and see what I can do. And the simulator I have chosen is Liftoff. So let's jump in and take a look. The whole point of the simulator is to act as a real-life replacement. So rather than the drone crashing in real life and you breaking a multi-$1,000 drone, in the simulator you are able to just fly around and recreate the drone flying in the simulator instead. So first things first, I had to go through and edit all the controls and go through the calibration. Now I don't know why it's making me do this again, because I did do it originally when I've been flying around. As you'll see in a little bit, I have around probably 12 hours of in simulator flight, which puts me in a pretty decent window of understanding how manual mode works and what inputs do what. Again, as you'll see in a second, I have to go through here and do each of the tutorials, which include pushing the sticks up and down to make sure that the pitch, yaw, throttle is all calibrated with the controller that I have. Now, the controller that I have and I'm using, which is connected to my computer, is the DJI FPV Controller 3. It kind of looks like the controller that's on the screen, but it is almost more like a PS4 controller, where it doesn't really have a screen. It just kind of has two joysticks next to each other, and that's pretty much it. It also has buttons on the top and bottom for real life flying, but you don't really use those in the simulator. You kind of just use those in real life because those are like the return to home features and stuff like that. So now here we're going to go in and start flying around the map. The map that I have chosen is the farm map within Liftoff. The reason I chose this is it's pretty open and it kind of leaves me the ability to, if I want to, fly in between all the trees, or to just fly in the sky and practice the turns and other sort of maneuvers that you don't want to really be practicing in general when it's tight spaces, unless you are specifically trying to practice that within tight spaces. So let's here jump into the farmland and we can go from there. So here we're starting to fly around the map, and at first I'm kind of just catching my bearings because it's been a little bit since I have actually been in the sort of simulator, because I've been pretty busy recently. So in this case here, as you can see on the bottom, those are my stick inputs. The one on the left controls the yaw and the throttle, where up makes you go up and down makes you go down, and then left and right is you looking left and right, the drone physically turning left and right. Now the right stick is kind of what makes you move. The right stick pitches the drone forward when you push up, backward when you push back, and side when you push left or right respectively. So knowing that, we're able to kind of go in here and kind of just go in, fly around, turn, and fly forward, backwards, side to side, practice our turns, practice our basic maneuvers, because again, I haven't really been in this simulator in a little bit. And then going on after this, we will be practicing two different tricks that I'm trying to figure out how to do. One being an orbit, which is basically just circling around an object, and the other being the trick called the split S, which I still haven't quite figured out, because it kind of just looks like a dive from the top and then a recovery as you flip around. So here's where I'm starting to try and just fly around and again get my bearings and get back into the feeling of flying in manual mode in FPV, and then we will start to go and orbit the yellow tree that is kind of by itself in the field. And so yeah. So here now I'm feeling more confident and getting back into the rhythm of flying FPV. So we're going to start to try our first orbit, and it really did not work out very well because I kind of like made the wrong input and kind of freaked out. So I kind of had to bail out of that one and reset myself, and we're gonna go back in and start to try and figure out the maneuvers to orbit the tree, which we're doing here. Not doing a very good job, as you'll see as later we go. I kind of figure out how to do it more smoothly, but that's kind of the beginnings of trying to figure out how to orbit. And here is our third attempt, which is a much better drive-by, but then I turned too sharp and managed to mess it up. So here we go, here's the fourth attempt, and this one is significantly better. It is very wide on the entry, but then as we start to figure out the controls, it becomes a little better. It's still very scrappy as I'm trying to balance my throttle and the other two controls to actually make this orbit happen. And as time goes on, it kind of figures itself out, and we're pretty much orbiting the tree now. Now, as we keep going, trying more and more and more, the orbit does get significantly smoother, and the practice of the actual orbit trick becomes significantly better. So I'll let you guys watch that. Now here is the trick called the split S. It's kind of you go inverted and then rate yourself back out, and it kind of is supposed to act as a entryway into a shot. Now it is pretty tricky because if you overdo it, you will just end up nosediving straight into the ground, which I was trying to avoid. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to try to start to combo the split S into the orbit around this tree, and that will almost the attempt to act as a cinematic entry and reveal of a specific object, in this case being the tree. Now, as you can see, I'm having a lot of trouble with the split S, as I am apparently pitching too far forward and not giving enough throttle, therefore leading to me just crashing straight into the ground. In this video, I haven't quite figured out how to do it correctly within a tight space. That's going to be on my practice over the next couple of days, and hopefully we can figure it out there. In terms of the orbit, we kind of figured out the orbit pretty good, and at the end of the video I'll show you my best clip of the day in terms of both the orbit and the split S. So this is the final clip of me getting the two tricks. It turns from a split S into a few like turns and flips, and then a quick orbit. I would like to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.